professors, lecturers, and students, delegation from the #1 leading aviation institution, Admal Aviation College, UUM students from Sintok Kedah and Kuala Lumpur, and my fellow classmates. Welcome to the WebEx online forum organized by students from University Utara Malaysia campus, Kuala Lumpur. Just a very soft and humble reminder to all audience and participants, please look at the chat box. There is a link for all of you to register. Our ICT team will upload the link from time to time. Please check it out. I am Muhammad Hazim bin Abdul Ghalib, your first session moderator for today. All right. I want to take this opportunity to say that we are so grateful for the opportunity given to coordinate and organize this meaningful conference. This platform presents actually an opportunity for all of us to acquire considerable knowledge on the subject of strengthening communication skills and personality development for our future workforce in an important aspect. So, let me introduce our two panel members for our forum for today before we proceed. The first speaker is Mr. Herman Mizar Azmi. He is the Corporate Affairs Division Specialist at the leading telecommunication company. We are very fortunate to have Mr. Herman with us here today to share his knowledge and vast experience of this subject. Sir, welcome. All right, the second speaker is Dr. Kasuma Satria Matjadi, the Chief Human Resources Officer at Aeon Company Malaysia Berhad, a well-known retail company in Malaysia. He has more than 20 years of experience in both the oil and gas and also education industries. Dr. Kasuma, welcome, sir.
Thank you.
All right, this dialogue consists of simple two parts. The first part is the sharing of our topic-related information and also experiences. And the second part is the audience's question and answer for the panel members. There's going to be in the second part of this event. We also accept questions through the chat box from the audience. All right, before we proceed, let us recite a prayer before we start to ask the Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for His blessings. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina azabannar. Amin amin ya rabbal alamin.
Amin.
All right. We would like to encourage, each of our speakers to share their career journey as a starting point. So let's start with Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman, please, sir.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, crystal clear.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened to my. I do not know what happened.
Oh, it seems like technical problems, difficulties for Mr. Herman. But no worries. Now we can proceed to Dr. Kasuma. Please, Dr. Sir.
Thank you, Azim. I like your energy and confidence. Kudos. All right. Rasa dah macam dekat TV dah, Azim. Which is really, really good.
Yeah,
okay. My name is Kasuma. I just call me Kas. Okay, I was born in Sabah, KK. And after that, I was brought up in Negeri Sembilan, in Jelebu, Negeri Sembilan, from a rural kampung. So rural to the extent that until today, there's no Maxis line. Okay, that's my kampung in Jelebu, Negeri Sembilan. Okay, and I studied in UUM Sintok. Okay, I did my matriculation in Sintok, among the first batch yang masa the Sintok first open. All right, and then after that I did my masters. I did my degree, BBA on international trade, UUM. So I spent 6 years in UUM, And I also happens to met my wife in UUM, okay, final semester after practical. Okay, anyway, that's basically my UUM experience. I still have friends in UUM macam Dr. Hendrik is still there kan dengan Dr. Hazim. But anyway, after UUM, after I got my degree, I did my master's part-time with University of Huddersfield, the UK, MBA, sponsored by the company that I was working at that particular time, which is Caltex. And then I basically did my doctorate with MMU, DBA, MMU. And it was a long journey, but I could complete it at the end. So that's basically with regards. But in terms of working experience, my first job was with Samsung. So I graduated during the good times, 1996. During that particular time, I got 3 job offers. DCB Sakura Merchant Bank, MIC, and also Samsung. So I chose Samsung in Seremban as a salesman 1 year. And after that, I moved on to join the oil and gas company, Caltex. So I joined Caltex for about 5 years, starting in property line. Property, my job was at that particular time to find land to build petrol station. And after that, I went into the business analyst role. And then after that, being promoted as the pricing and planning manager for Malaysia and Singapore. And after that, I moved to join ConocoPhillips project. Stayed there for 4 years, and then I moved again to Technip. In Technip for 12 years. Stayed in Technip for 12 years, and after that I joined with education, and currently I'm with Eon Group of Malaysia. So that's basically a brief with regards to myself. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Kasuma. So it's kind of like, vast experience. That's a massive one, right? So let's proceed to what we are going to focus today in our event. So a question for Dr. Kas. As one of the top leaders in human resource, we still hear from your point of view and experience that people say, some people say good communication is very important. It's actually an essential skill for all people. How do you typically assess the communication capacity or skills of a candidate during an interview, especially during interview? So how, Dr. Kas?
Okay, that is a big topic and big subject, Azim, with regards to communication. How do we access communication? But then when you talk about communication, communication is not just about having good command of English. The ability to speak well is good, something that we really, really want. And that is just the first, that's the starting point. The starting point. What we are looking for would be the content. The content, because in the past, I think a lot of the hiring managers, they recruit people because of good English. But then they found out that the people cannot perform the job as required. So having ability to speak good English is needed, but more importantly will be the content that we are seeking for. So when we interview people, we look for a lot of things, because when a person comes to see us, he or she will bring their personality together. And we need that 1 hour of time to access all of that in totality. So, having a degree is a passport. Having a degree is just a passport for you to basically be for that interview. Okay, but it does not guarantee the person will get it. Okay? It's like you have a passport, but then you still need a visa. And the visa that we needed, for example, like would be the thinking process, the ability to solve problem, the hunger, the maturity, the motivation, the people skill, and we need to basically assess that all within 1 hour as much as we can as possible. One thing I can see is that there's a lot of difference between a person with a good degree and without. For example, in terms of stress management, in terms of decision making, because when there should be a difference before and after, meaning that if you have a degree, your ways needs to be different compared to those that doesn't. So it's like that a difference with no difference is a no difference. Right? I repeat that. A difference with no difference is a no difference. Meaning, if you have a degree and you are expected to be different in terms of the way you communicate, the way you express yourself, the way you describe yourself even compared to those that doesn't. Okay, normally in Eon, what we did is basically we start with the personality test. We start with the personalities, the DOPE. Raihan is very familiar with regards to that. So we basically look at their personality, whether they are dove, owl, peacock, or eagle. Okay. But that is just a starting point, because whether you are a dove, eagle, peacock, or owl is who you are. It's your personality, right? It's for us to get to know you. But then, as an interviewer, and a lot of the interviewer, they are trained for this behavioral test, behavior test, interview techniques, where we look at questions associated to the STAR concept. The STAR concept means that what are the situation, what are the tasks, what are the action, what are the results. For example, if I want to basically interview an experienced person, I would basically, and if I want to access, for example, the decision-making process or the team working ability of the person, I will basically ask a question like, you said in your interview, you have done so and so, you have done this event. Please describe, that's the situation. Please describe what was the situation, and then the person will describe, and then I will basically ask with regards to what was the task given to you, what was the objective, what was the purpose, what was the role, and the person will basically explain. And then after that, I will basically ask, what is your action? How do you contribute in that situation? And then, of course, I will ask the result. And then on top of that, I will basically ask with regards to the reflection for the person. And when the person answers all that question, I will basically analyze all the traits that I'm looking for. For example, decision making, communication, the thinking abilities, the maturity, okay, and even the humbleness and sincerity, because some people they exaggerate or they create stuff out of nothing. So how we basically assess that? We assess by, it's like the peeling onion session. We call it the peeling onion session. We ask 5 why. When the person said, I did this, so we said, why do you do it? How do you do it? It's like we get deeper and deeper. It's like peeling onion. If the person is making it up, you will just know. All right. So that's basically the process. And hence we would, during that first interview, try to get as much as information possible from the candidate with regards to how he or she basically perform and what kind of personality that does that person brings. Very, very important, because I can tell you that as I said, technical is just one part, the personality is another. I've seen a lot of people that we hire because of their technical skill. They're good in communication. They're good in terms of technical skill. For example, if they are an accounting person, you basically look at the person fit between the person with the job. And of course, an accounting person needs to have the ability to read balance sheet. Okay, that's very, very important. That's why we said fit between the persons with the job. But then for the person to be successful, he or she have to fit with everything, with the supervisor, with the culture, with the organization, with the team, even with the location. So as I said, a lot of people get hired because of their technical skill and even their communication, in the sense that they can speak well. But a lot of people also get fired because of their behavioral skill. I've seen a lot of that. So it's very important because all of you are students and some experience, some not. But then you have to be clear with regards to what you want to be in life. Very, very important. You have to know what you want. So basically,
Doctor,
for example, be like, for example, Aziz Sattar. I just want to just add that. Aziz Sattar. Everybody knows Aziz Sattar again? The actor.
well, we all know.
Yes. So Aziz Sattar, when I met him a few weeks ago before he got COVID, of course. So he told me that when he was in high school, when he was in school, he has this perangai, this style, this way of he will go to his friend's table and he basically sign on the book of his friend. He will sign each and every one of his friend's book. Dia kata to his friend, simpan tanda tangan ni. Tanda tangan ni akan jadi berharga satu hari nanti. So meaning that Aziz Sattar, when he was in high school, is very clear with regards to what he want to be and become. Very clear. Very, very clear. Another example would be my colleagues, my unimate dulu. He is now Datuk Khairul. Datuk Khairul sekarang ni Ketua Pengarah Immigration. So he's studied in UUM together. We were still together in Perwaja, Bok Palapis. Masa dekat university dulu pun, he already said that. He said that I will become somebody important in the government. And he not just he talk about it, he even start to be not act as if like he's the pegawai PTD yang berjaya. And the way he tried to basically speak and walk and talk. And masa tu kita kata berangannya. But then he is what he is today. Because he's clear with regards to what he wants.
Very good example, right? Very good living legend example, right? So what can we possibly say that point to ponder from what explained by Dr. Kasuma just now is whether you are good in terms of your education background. First thing first is your attitude. Attitude comes first, right? So we can see that Mr. Herman is here. So let us listen to a little bit experience introduction from Mr. Herman, sir. Please.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, of course, sir. Crystal clear.
We can see you now, Herman.
I have a thumbs up from everybody. Can I have a thumbs up? Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum. Once again, I think I have mentioned to I think my sister is the one who is the responsible for this, inviting me to the talk. All the students, thank you so much. UM, the students, thank you so much for having me. My name is Izar Azmi, Herman bin Izar Azmi. I'm currently working with a leading telecommunication company, but Dr. Kasuma said just working with Max. Please do not record this in your Instagram. I'm not allowed to. I'm not approved spokesperson. Herman studied in Chinese school, Melayu yang sekolah Cina orang kata. So I studied in Chinese school for 12 years, and I think the challenges of being in the environment where is not your environment, not your community, I think that made me want to and improve better. How would I say? I mean, if you imagine if you could have. If you found a passion to even learn Mandarin, just do so. I started loving English when I was younger. My late father, so he made us all siblings read books. Alhamdulillah, managed to be in because of dual U. I studied accountancy, but never got to practice it. Found another passion after I finished my graduation. I started venturing into the PR. I've been doing a lot of communication. Believe to all, love to hop job when he was younger. So I hop job every year for all the lessons that I had, because I would find the experience. So I have been into property industry. I have been in the industry. I was with Fly for 2 years when it was first set up, and I really found my colleague being in Maxis doing CSR lead specialist. Actually to the rural communities in Malaysia. That's about me.
All right, thank you. But one question for you, Mr. Herman. So we can say that this is a narrative, right? So effective communication we are talking about now. So effective communication is actually, crucial. As you know, and miscommunication, may lead us to disputes and frustrations. So how would you define satisfactory, or how would you describe, according to your own perspective, the effective communication, as a person nowadays? So based on your experience, how to achieve the effective communication, especially for employees?
I'm going to talk from my experience, yeah. For communication. As I was speaking to my friend yesterday about how do I approach, I think I enough all the day from Atma school. Been you speaking in the WhatsApp language, you tend to my pet peeves are the congrats, and that's mean, simple things like that. To shorten this, you tend to shorten these words, and it's 6 words. It's boring. Have diversity. To English, so that is very, very important. So I would say effective communication is to convert what you want to say, cuba cakap. You try to cuba cakap, and then you put it into words, and then when you put it back, you do what you are writing. Then that would be effective communication. Book, right? And everyone, you newspaper, you know where the comma is not, where the exclamation mark is, So learn from that, and you know, like whenever you send text messages or when you send email, I believe Dr. Kasuma would also agree with me, and some of you who are practicing HR, you know, it's very funny, right? When you read, hello there, I would like to apply for a job in your country. Kita pun, you know, putting it this way, kita orang Timur, ya. I mean, we are from Malaysia. We are full with budi bahasa, right? So use that, apply that. You know, when you talk to older people or when you talk to people with a ranking, you always apply that you have your manners when you are communicating. I hope that answers your question, Hazim.
Yes, of course, sir. There's actually a very good answer and also explanation. You know, people, especially our youngsters nowadays, they tend to write, you know, they don't know what is the correct effective communication is. But sometimes they just send WhatsApp, you know, without taking into considerations the chain of command and everything, right? So for Dr. Kasuma, all right, as an human resource expert, right? How does social media affect a person with the evaluation made by the employer, the impact of employability using social media platform to, you know, social profiling in order to search our candidates, especially during interview. And this explains the employability. So how does social media affect a person with the evaluation made by the employer and also the impact to the employability? Please, Doctor.
Okay. Thank you, Azim. In today's world, nothing is a secret. Almost nothing is a secret. And in today's world, almost everybody can be a celebrity. So you tak payah jadi artis dekat TV3 or Astro to be a celebrity. You can be a celebrity just as who you are, and you can have followers and all that. Having said that, it's very, very important to manage your personality, your online personality. Of course, by right, it should be consistent between offline and online. Okay, but it's very, very super critical for you to manage your personality, your online personality, because for an interviewer, for example, like I would basically do that from time to time, depending on criticality of the position, because what you write, what you post, the comment that you make, tells a lot about you. Okay, that's almost everything about you. It's very, very important because it makes the interviewer job easier. Because, okay, 1 hour interview can only tell you something, especially can tell you with regards to how well the person communicates. Okay, the CV. But then CV also is a lot of question mark because, for example, there's an industry, for example, like in India, you can basically buy a CV and the person can create anything that you want. You just tell the person and the person can create anything that you want inside there and you can come up with a very fantastic CV. And basically, I have quite a few of that. When we interview, it's a different case. Okay, when we do the background check, it's a different case. So it's very, very important. And a lot of companies starting to do that in terms of your social media personality is something crucial. If you are negative, especially if you are negative, because there are comments that some people make that is very destructive, that is really, really bad. And hence, a lot of companies looking at just that will just buy you from even before we even call you for an interview. So again, very, very important. You manage that. You think that your social media is a secret, you kept it as a secret, but nothing. I can tell you that nothing is a secret nowadays, right? So manage that very, very well. One thing, the fact is that each and every one of us are on stage every single day. Each and every one of us. We think that we are at home, but actually we are on stage because people are seeing us, especially online. Anak-anak I, basically all of you is basically bayi-bayi anak I. And I can tell you that we as parents have difficult situation. Because last time my parents would basically ask me to come home because we play a lot outside. All right, and bola lah, mandi lombong lah, and all that. Our parents previously have difficult challenges. which is to ask us to come in the house more than we are outside. But today's kids, they spend more in their room compared to outside. But when they are in their room, they are not in their room just like that. They are online. And when they are online, they are basically communicating, talking, and being with the world. So it's a globalist world. Because why? The world have changed. The world have changed because of technology, competition, digital, and also because of COVID. So again, and we have to adapt. And as I said, you are all on stage, whether you like it or you don't like it, you are on stage. Being on stage means what? Being on stage means that you yourself are a brand. Jangan kita ingat Nestle is a brand, okay? Eon is a brand, Maxis is a brand, TNB is a brand, Petronas is a brand. Sebenarnya, each and every one of us, every single one of you are a brand, your brand. Okay, the problem is, how do you promote your brand? How do you take your brand to the maximum? Do you want to take your brand to the maximum, your personal brand? If your brand is good, if your brand is trustworthy, and people will buy, people will take it, people will hire, and you will not get wrong. You know, you're there. And that is very, very important. So it starts with the social media, okay, and it will lead to a lot of things. Because why? Because as I said, company they look for red flag ni tau. Bila dia tengok your social media, they look for the red flag. You know red flag kan? It's basically about your whether you're positive or you're negative. Whether you're positive or negative. Very, very important to always stay positive. I know for the fact that everybody, basically you have your good day and you have your bad day kan? It's normal and nobody's perfect. Yeah. Everybody have their good and bad day. Managing your good day is easy. Managing your good day, no problem. It's how you manage your bad day that determine your future success. I've seen a lot of people basically that work hard in companies. They work really, really hard in companies. But then when their mood is not good, when they have their bad days, basically their attitude change. They become what we call cancerous. They don't work well with the team. They fight with people. And you know, regardless how hard the person works, how smart and brilliant the person is, they can never reach their breakthrough. Because dia macam what we call theory of critical mass. Macam kat zaman dulu, you masak air pakai cerek yang berbunyi tu tau. Bila dia panas, dia cukup masak, dia akan berbunyi. Sekarang tak ada. Budak-budak modern today, you don't see that. Alright. But if the temperature keep on, kejap panas, kejap sejuk. Kejap panas, kejap sejuk kan. Play along those lines, the air will never tak jerang lah, meaning that it will never reach the boiling point. That's the thing. It will never reach the boiling point. So you have to make sure you manage your bad day, regardless. You have your bad day, you make sure that you don't sabotage your own self. And you continue to be positive, regardless bad or bad day or good day, you continue to be positive until you reach your personal breakthrough. Then you are there. Once you reach your personal breakthrough, you can go very, very far. I can tell you a lot of people, and I've seen, especially in HR, because I'm in HR, I've seen a lot of people basically, they are smart, they are brilliant, but they don't go very, very far because they sabotage themselves. Especially now, especially today, dalam social media, especially when you have a lot of followers, somehow you forgot that your boss is one of your followers, kan? Your boss buddy is in your follower, kan? Ataupun your future employer is as one of your followers. Suddenly, because of your bad day, you give one negative comment and you're done. Because now everything is written, kan? Or nowadays everything is recorded online, kan? So again, social media is becoming something that is normal. Make sure you use it positively to your advantage instead of the other way around. Okay, some people can can reach their destination, their breakthrough 5 tahun after graduate, some people 3 tahun after graduate, okay? Some people sampai dia pension pun dia tak capai dia punya breakthrough. So it all depends on you, your personality. I always go back to communication is it's not just what is being spoken. Sometimes you communicate without even you speaking. Okay, so it's very, very important you manage that. Remember, you are all a brand. Good that you are starting your career. Make sure that you manage your brand well, and inshallah you will not go wrong. Thank you.
All right. This actually a very good, exposure to all of us, because most people don't realize. They know that this is actually harmful for them in the future, especially when they are applying for positions in most companies and organizations, but they often neglect this thing. We just don't know why. From what Dr. Kasa explained just now, right? If you have flaws, you upload it, you share it to public, right? You don't consider that one of your followers might be your future boss, or someone that might be very important for you in the future, right? But most people neglect this matter, especially our youngsters nowadays, right? So in Malaysia, we have plenty of ethnic groups and religions, all right? And Malaysia scored, 100 for power distance, which is the highest in the world. According to the Hofstede Insights, which means that people in Malaysia embrace a hierarchical order, all right? So I would like to ask the opinion from Mr. Herman. So what do we need to do to minimize the power distance gap? Does the efficacy of communication affect culture, or communication would affect gender, nationality, or social class?
That's a very tough question, Hazim. How do I answer this? Can someone help me? Okay. Okay, I think being in a very hierarchical society has the pro and cons of it. But we looking from where we are, kan kita ni orang apa, orang timur, eh? I mean, when we look at other countries such as Thailand or Japan or even China, I don't see that. I don't personally see there's nothing wrong about respecting or having the hierarchical in our society. I think at the end of the day, we were taught, we were groomed from small to always respect our elderlies. We always have to respect our abang, our kakak, our mak long, our mak ngah, or even our tok lang. So that in a way showed us where we are supposed to be, and it also puts us into place. Sometimes imagine if we are in the West, kan? Sometimes I personally, sometimes when I have a young kid by the age of 7 who call me Herman, like tak ada uncle, tak ada brother, tak ada sir, it's not good. So I think it is very important. But I think what is also important is to have the trust. So, and also the transparency inside of us. To me, everything revolves around us. So you need to know what you are doing, and you have to be clear of your conscience. You have to be clear of your intentions. So that I think that is why we were rated 100%, right? Because we respect. We have to have that respect, and we have to have that trust towards somebody else. I don't think it's just a matter of somebody elder than you or older than you, or somebody with a higher ranking. But I think among us also, I think if I were to meet some of you, as much as I am an abang to most of you, but at the end of the day, I would still have to listen. I would have to digest what you want to communicate to me, and then what can I impart my knowledge to all of you in what you want to learn. Like, for instance, for today's, so like I'm sharing what I have, like dah menggelabah dah ni. Apa saya nak jawab ni? I think that's what I want to tell you guys. It's good to have hierarchy, but do not always. Lagi satu, kita orang Timur, right? We always feel inferior, or what the English always called it, the inferiority complex. Do not have your inferior. You are clear of what you want. You ask nicely, right? You request nicely, and then things will fall into place. In fact, I just want to share one experience. I attended a learning session. This is called the Transformational Leadership Workshop, organized by Maxis to some of the selected staff. So what happened was that they teach us how to turn complaint into requests. Yeah. So I think I would like to share that with all of you. So rather than we always want to complain, try to one day turn your complaint into a request. So that might help in terms of your effective communications. Over to you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Rahman. So that's actually a very good point. We still gonna have to adapt that situation, right? Because that tradition actually fades away from time to time as we age, right? So in Japan, there's a very good culture in Japan. We still apply that senior, junior, tradition. But we must also always bear in mind, no matter how senior you are, all right, no matter how high your position is, yes, we still keep that professionalism. I agree with Mr. Herman, but we must always bear in mind that we are orang Timur, right? So we have to maintain the respect and also love for each other, especially when it comes to a relationship between youngsters and also senior citizens. All right. So let's move on to the next question. I'm sorry. So Dr. Kazuma, all right. What do we need to do with our extensive experience, right, to ensure that our personality and communication skills are appropriate for the right job? Because we often, quote right man for the right job, right? And we always try to find the best man for that particular position. So what do you think? What do you suggest from your own perspective? What do we really need, to fulfill the requirement, all right, especially regarding to personality and communication skills appropriate for the right job, Doctor?
Thank you, and thank you, Azim. And I want to connect back with what Herman mentioned just now, okay, with regards to power distance, personality, dengan communication, because it's all related and it's all linked. When you basically look at, just to add on, power distance, okay, there's no one shoe fits all actually, because I happen to basically work with Korean, Samsung, and then I'm working with Japan companies now, Aeon. And my oil and gas, 12 years oil and gas experience, basically I work for American and also French company. And I also work with GLC, Khazanah subsidiary, LibAd Services, okay. That's why I met Raihan, okay. And in Aeon, Kencana, basically are my colleagues. So we are in the same office. So happy to see you all.
Yes, happy, Doctor, to see you too.
Thank you. Okay. So regarding power distance, it very much depends on the culture of the organization. I can tell you that Japanese, Korean, American, French, all very different. Malaysian, all very different. You cannot use the same strategy to fit all. I am different when I was working in LibAd. Yes, I am in Aeon. And I was also different when I was posted to Paris for 2 years to work under Technip, because the requirement and the expectation will be different. I have this very interesting view, because my previous job in Technip, I was the head of HR for Asia Pacific, managing 10 countries. When I look at 10 countries, wow, 10 countries all different. Even if you compare Brunei and Malaysia, very different. Kan you kata Malaysia, Brunei is very Malay kan. I can tell you that Brunei is very traditional Malay, not the same as Malaysia Malay. And I'm basically compare Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand also different. I happen to basically present at the town hall in Singapore, in Malaysia, and also in Thailand. Thailand, after you present, there's no question. You don't receive question. They will speak among themselves, and after that, you will receive. They will basically send you a note, and their questions are all in that note. So they are not as direct. Singapore, when you do your presentation, they will ask you before you even finish. They will ask you question. Okay, they can interrupt you while you were speaking. Malaysia, a bit mix of both. Brunei, Brunei lagi traditional. Even you want to go for a meeting, sometimes your dress code also needs to be different. You have to fit the dress code. Kan? Kemudian in Brunei, for example, you have to address people correctly. Kalau tak, they get very upset. So there are a lot of pangeran, and you have to, and dayang, and then you have to, when you or haji. So you have to be very careful. So to be safe in Brunei, I call everybody haji and hajah, senang, so that you don't get into the wrong book. Okay, so as said, when I was in Paris, also very different. I cannot be the Malaysian that I was, because in Paris the expectation would be different, because you have to work together with international people, and you have to be, your personality, you have to adjust accordingly. For example, my Dutch colleagues, they're very direct, very blunt. Or Dutch, they are like that. When I first went to Paris, sometimes I apologize. Walaupun I bukan salah I'm sorry, but I like to use that, you know. I'm sorry, Frank, but I think you are wrong in the sense that this is how we basically. No, I started with sorry, and then Frank said, "Kasuma, you didn't do anything wrong. Why must you say sorry? Just say it. Just say it. Be direct." So in Europe, especially we working with Dutch, they expect you to be direct, no going around the bush, straight to the point. Okay. In Malaysia, I cannot do that. In working with LibEd services, I cannot be as blunt as I was in Paris. Okay, so it depends on the situation. Power distance depends on the culture of the organization. That's why we say that the fit is very important. I've seen cases where in my previous organization, my previous company, ConocoPhillips, one of our high potential, very smart guy, okay, Pak Izzy, basically, he resigned Conoco, they joined Petronas. Dia pergi to a business trip together with all the bosses. First business trip, dia dah kena tegur dah. Dia kata, and Faizi shared with me, dia kata, I'm sorry kalau ada orang Petronas ya. Faizi told me, Kasuma, you know what, I went to the business trip to Turkmenistan together with all my bosses. They want to go, why are you not wearing the right color? Because in Petronas, you wear either black or blue, dark blue, jacket, kan? Suit. Dia pakai color grey. So everybody else pakai dark ataupun black, dia pakai grey suit. So dia dah kena tegur dah. So dia kata he have to follow the culture of the organisation. And Petronas, for example, kalau the vice president speak, you don't interrupt. Kan? That's the respect, the power distance. Tapi he was before in my together with me, our culture in ConocoPhillips, and even I bawa culture yang sama dekat Ion, and even in LibEd, is that, you know, I basically want to hear from you. I don't mind if you tell me, Kasuma, you are wrong. I think this is the right way of doing things, and I think you can ask Raihan lah basically. Raihan kalau dia nak cakap, dia main cakap je, and we encourage that because that's the culture that we want. Because we look at the content, we look at the feedback, because we want to improve. When we are humble and sincere, because what we want to do is to achieve our goal. It's not about us, it's about the bigger agenda. It's not about, you know, when you know the person is positive, you trust the person, you have that same culture, and is you won't get it wrong. But then kalau you fresh graduate ataupun you as a newly experienced person masuk a company, the first thing that you need to do be check the culture of the organization. Very important. Sometimes you can be very, very smart. Super woman, but then brilliant. But if you don't understand the culture of the organization, you don't fit, then you won't go very far lah. My personality is that I employ these three things, which is agile. Agile. Second, Genba. Genba is Japanese word for hands-on. You need to be very hands-on. E, entrepreneurial. So AGE. Agile, Genba, and entrepreneurial. Okay, that's basically Eon punya philosophy lah. So we have to be agile, Genba, and entrepreneurial. Agile very, very important because a lot of people, they cannot change. They are fixed to one set of culture and that's it. They move also, they cannot fit because they continue to be trapped in their previous experience and previous success. Sama macam bila kita graduate, kalau kita dapat 10 A's pun, kan, if you masuk university, you start back with 0. Just because you dapat 10 A SPM doesn't mean that you masuk university, you dah masuk tahun 2. Tak. Everybody starting point dia the same. Start semester 1, everybody have to do the assignment, everybody to have to go for exam and coursework and everything. So starting 0. The same when you basically move to a new company or a new place, you start with 0. All that success, legacy you leave behind, you start new. You build trust, you build friend, okay? Be yourself lah. So, connecting back to personality and communication tu, the first thing that you need to do is be clear with regards to who you want to be. Very, very important. And then, when you are clear with regards to who you want to be, you fit your personality according to your dream. Kalau you want to be a CEO, you want to be successful, kan? You have to think like a CEO, although that you are not. You kena tahu, kalau CEO nak jadi CEO, for example, what are the competency yang dia require? Experience yang dia require, decision making yang dia kena buat, kan? So you have to understand that. Because why? Because company normally they don't promote a person unless and until the person is ready. Dia tak main acah-acah in the sense that I think this person can be ready, we promote and we see lah how the person whether can do or not. No, normally companies, they promote you when you are ready. So you have to be ready early. Even before being promoted pun you dah early. Just to share with you one of my secret. I went for an interview. It's basically, this happened when I was in Caltex. I was doing retail, business analyst, buat business planning and all that, kan? And after that, I dapat banyak request daripada Singapore. David Smith would basically always ask me or send me request asking me to help to do his report and all that. He is not my boss. Tapi I suka tolong because I want to learn. Because I find that job interesting. I want to learn. I want to improve myself. Masa tu I was not reporting to David. I was reporting to Jeff. Jeff kata, Kasuma, you have so much free time ke nak layan si David? Ask him to go and fly kite lah because you're busy. Kan? I said that, Jeff, I know, but I want to learn because it's just my nature that I want to learn. I want to improve myself. Happens that not even 1 year after that, David Smith got promoted to become the head of the region for pricing and planning. Okay? And he basically interviewed me for that job. And then there are a lot of candidates more experienced, more senior. I was there only like few years ago, and it was a senior job. And I told David, the job that this job that you advertised, basically, don't you think that I have already done it? And David said, yeah lah, Kasuma. He said that this actually is the job that, last time I do myself, and I have nobody to do. So basically, you help me, but now basically this job exists, and straight away they say, okay, Kasuma, this job is yours. You know, in the sense that I am ready for the job before even the job exists. I do not know the job will be coming. It just happens to be, right? But that's the thing. You do not know. Don't sell yourself short. Your personality needs to fit. Don't sell yourself short. A lot of graduates today, they are very calculative. Very calculative. Boss, I can only do this. My job description said that I can only do this. This is outside my job scope. Sorry, I have to go back because I want to have a work-life balance. I can tell you that if you were to do that, it's your right. It's absolutely your right. It's the right thing to do. But you are selling yourself short. You are not investing yourself for the future. And so if you look back, people who are successful bukan sebab they are first class, not because of they are brilliant semua tau. A lot of people who are successful today, especially in corporate life, because of their attitude, because of their personality, because they are clear with regards to what they want, they are hungry, and they go for it. And they prepare themselves for the job even though the job is not yet available. The job belum exist lagi, but they are already prepared for that. I can tell you a secret. A lot of people that I interviewed and successful people, even my CEO. My current CEO is a Singaporean. He's a Singaporean Malay. And I can tell you that when I talked to him, I said that Shafi'i, you became the CEO at the age of 35. How do you basically achieve that? 35, dah lah basically in Singapore, you don't straight away work after for men, you don't straight away work after you graduate. You have to do your national service. Hence, they started like 2 years later. But then he basically achieved the CEO status of a big company 10 years. And Shafi said, Kasuma, because even though I am at that particular time just starting, I already knew that I wanted to become a CEO. He said, I already knew I want to become a CEO. Dia kata apa? Lagilah Kasuma, because I came from a minority in Singapore. And he said that being a minority in Singapore is very difficult for you to be successful. Number one. Number two, he said that, Kasuma, I started 2 years later tau daripada orang lain. I said, yes, you started 2 years later because of the national service. Dia kata, third, Kasuma, I skipped 1 year because I have to repeat 1 year, the whole year because I failed certain subject. And he told me, in Singapore, if you go for an interview, you are the repeat cases 1 year, and you are a minority, and kemudian you're not coming from a well-to-do family, it's very difficult for you to be successful. But then he take it positively. He said, I want to become a CEO in 10 years. And he, although he was not, at that particular time, he worked so hard and he proved that he can be before even the position exists, before being promoted. He is like, dia punya way of doing things, kan? He's like a CEO, although he's not a CEO. So that's why when the job just opened, he is the right person to get the job because he's already at that level, exceed that level. Right. So that's the thing. I connect back to ada dua lagi cerita, banyak cerita. I connect back with a training that I went about Datuk Lawrence. Datuk Lawrence kata, if you want to have a Jaguar, you want to own a Jaguar, you imagine that you will own a Jaguar. Be very clear with regards to what you want. Dia sampai peringkat apa tahu? Dia potong gambar Jaguar, dia letak dekat cubicle dia kata, one day I will own that Jaguar. One day I will own that Jaguar. Dia basically convince dia punya subconscious mind that he will basically have that Jaguar. And after a few years, he got it. He got it after a few years. But the problem is he's not very clear with regards to what he wants. Because why? He got the old model. Because the Jaguar photo that he put at that particular time was the latest model. Then after a few years, it's no longer the latest model. So it's a con model. So he got what he wants, but not actually what he wants. So be very clear with regards to what you want. Okay? So and this is connected to tafsir surah Kursi yang mengatakan bahawasanya aku adalah seperti mana sangkaan hamba-Ku. I hold that word. Aku adalah sangkaan seperti mana sangkaan hamba-Ku. Meaning that we have to always think positively with regards to whatever that God give us. Kita percaya yang the God will give us the best. The God will basically grant us our dream. The God will basically help us and protect us all the way. And your wish insyaAllah will come true. But of course, ada ayat juga yang mengatakan be careful. It's like antara maksudnya dia kata Allah mungkin akan bagi you apa yang you nak di dunia, tapi mungkin you dah dapat di dunia, mungkin you dapat di akhirat kan. So basically meaning that you have to be clear with regards to you want, and you in your wish tu you kena kata dunia akhirat. You have to be very clear with regards to what you want, and you kena masukkan that you are doing this not just for this life but also the afterlife. Because I believe that for me, I believe that I can combine my work as part of ibadat. It's all the niyat that we want to put. When we say that we are working, but when we work, we want the purpose of our work is we want to help people. We want to strengthen the economy of the country so that a lot of people they have a better livelihood, and their families will be positive, and their children can go to school and be successful. And if you basically put it right from the very beginning, even your work will be an ibadat every single second out of it. Macam juga basically, kalau I selalu nasihat dekat adik-adik I, bila dia orang nak kahwin, I kata, niatkan perkahwinan tu sebagai ibadat. Niatkan perkahwinan tu sebagai ibadat. Because once you get married, if your niat is good, then each and every second of your perkahwinan is ibadat. So niat is very, very important. So everything is connected tau. Never think that one thing is just silos and it's not linked. Because each and everything that happened is linked. There's a purpose to it all. And I always believe that nothing in this life is an accident. Everything that God has given us or prepared us is never an accident, in the sense that it happens for a reason. And when you basically look back, who you are, what you are today and the future will depends on all this experience, all this decision that you made today. Because I have a friend yang kata, kalaulah I tak join this company, I join that company, maybe my life will be different. I say that no, because it's meant to be. The fact that you choose this company and not the other company at a particular time is destined. You just have to basically make it right. There's no wrong decision. It's just how to make the decision right. A wrong decision can be the right decision if you manage it well. So, sorry terlampau banyak sangat saya bercakap. I pass back to Hazim.
All right, thank you, Dr. Kasuma. That's actually a very good sharing of knowledge, because Dr. Kasuma mentioned now the cross-cultural management part, and he also mentioned some of the important points for recruitment process. So everything involves with personality, different culture, different personality. All right, different requirement by the organizations or companies. So you're going to have a different personality. But please, what I can conclude is we have to make sure all the time our personality is very good, depends on a situation, and 100% for sure, attitude comes first. All right. So he also mentioned something about decision making, right? This is something that, caught my attention when it comes to decision making process by the organization or companies that maybe we want to get employed in future. So there will be some explanations on power distance mentioned by Dr. Kasuma right now. It's a very good point. It's accurate. I agree 100%. So that's why I would like to ask Mr. Herman on his very own perspective, all right? Usually it would be either vertical, all right, or horizontal when it comes to decision-making process, right? So when it comes to this situation where we have to make decision, right? So when is the right time for companies to use vertical or horizontal propagation to ensure its efficiency based on your experience? But because what I can tell you is that 90% of government agencies or government organizations, right, non-profit organizations, they apply vertical the decision-making process. So in companies, based on your experience, Mr. Herman, sir.
Why you're asking all the hard questions? You should have asked that to Dr. Kasuma. I don't know how to answer you, lah. Okay. Vertical or horizontal? How do I answer this? Because I always think that how would I say this? Whenever we need to make any decision, I mean, in Maxis, perhaps how we operate is that we were given the freedom to express ourselves and to also to fight for your case. So it has always, as I said just now, as long as we are clear on our intention and reflecting back what Dr. Kasuma mentioned about, you know, at the end of the day, you have to be humble and you have to be sincere about what you're doing. For me, perhaps this is just my way. I will just push through my effort for it to be heard of. You know, I just will, even if I were to, you know, sometimes people say it's easier said than done. Sometimes when you are having a blockade in front of you, it doesn't mean that you should have just stopped. You should have just find another way to just emulate, to emulate whatever you have, and then you try to find ways on how you want to get your message to be delivered, to be heard across. Well, perhaps in Maxis, I do not know what we do in Maxis, horizontal or vertical, I'm not too sure. Maybe Dr. Kasuma can help me, please.
So sometimes in some extent I actually agree with Mr. Herman, because not all the time we can exercise vertical decision making process. Not all the time we can exercise or we can apply horizontal decision making process. Sometimes we need immediate decision, right? Sometimes we need the decision to be delayed. We prioritize our work. That's why when it comes to decision-making process, I don't know, maybe from what points shared by Mr. Herman, I think it's, for me, it opens up my mind so that the point is not all the time you can exercise vertical or horizontal. It actually depends on the situation. So maybe Dr. Kasuma can add some of the points.
I think whether it's vertical or horizontal, it's all depends. For me, we have to, as I say, agile, bar, which is hands-on, and entrepreneurial. Agile meaning is that, you know, everything depends on the situation. Everything depends on the circumstances. There are things, for example, that you have to do it different compared to normal. And there are things in which you have to basically follow the process. For example, sometimes my boss would say, Kasuma, keep it simple. That's number one. Sometimes because I get overboard with presentation, and terlampau banyak information nak dibagi, kan? But then sometimes simple is more, okay? And sometimes slow is fast, fast is slow. Depends on situation. But sometimes you cannot wait. You just have to do it. I remember when I joined Eon, my CEO said that we want to do this transformation from offline to online, digital, because something that we do not have today. And we have 2 years to do it. But then COVID came, and then my CEO said that, Kasuma, I'm sorry, wait. We cannot wait for 2 years. We have to do it tomorrow. I said, you want to do transformation from offline to online tomorrow? Yes, because he said that we have to catch the momentum. We have to be ready tomorrow. Tomorrow, he means like 2 months. Okay, so we started from zero. We have to come up with something, and we push it to the market. Push it to the market. The spirit that we take is that we build the plane as we fly it. As long as it fly, it can reach the destination safely. It's good enough. Cosmetic can come later. So it depends on the situation lah. Because previously Eon culture is that they want to make sure everything is perfect before the launch.
Yes.
Process. Japanese, they are very process driven. Very process driven, very systematic. But then because of the COVID, we cannot wait. We have to put something to the market as quickly as possible, because otherwise it's like we will left behind by the market. You have to catch the wave. Did it, and Alhamdulillah, we managed to do something quickly, and it's now in the market. So we basically close our gap versus competition, and it's not 2 years, it's just 2 months. Of course, it's work in progress, something that we need to continue to do lah. So that's the thing. Whether it's vertical or horizontal communication, it depends on the situation. That's why your personality is very, very important. The maturity is very, very important. You have to know what to do, when to do, and how you basically know is by you listening more instead of, sometimes we have to listen more before we basically talk. And I think it would be good if all of you basically learn the 7 habits of Stephen Covey, 7 habits of highly effective people. Because I can tell you that there are many training programs. For example, there are many books in the market. There's one book that I learned and I internalized until today is the 7 habits of highly effective people by Stephen Covey. So that book, I think, is a must for everybody. But it's not just reading and understanding. It's about doing and practicing it. A lot of people, they know. I've seen a lot of people. Oh, Kasuma, I know this. I'm a professional. Knowing is one thing. Doing is another. And doing it consistently is another level. So that's basically from me.
All right. Yes, very good explanation. So we can see that the recommendation is actually aligned. So last question before we end session 1, and then we proceed to session 2, which is the question and answer session. All right. Last question for this first session for Dr. Kasuma. All right. Regarding the effective communication is a meaningful way to boost personal growth. And what are you suggesting, especially for our audience, delegations from Admal Aviation College, all right, should do? What they should do, all right, to better themselves and be able to fulfill the requirements for future employers. All right, Doctor.
I think what you need to do, everybody needs to do, including myself, is this. Be always present at that particular moment. For example, when we are having this video call, be present. Yes, a lot of people, basically, they are not present. They are there, but they are not there. Okay. They orang ada, but their mind is somewhere else. So it's like they are present, but they are not present. So to be successful, okay, for the betterment of everybody, you have to be present. And how much you have to be present? Minimum 50%. Be 50% present. Present is very, very important. Be present. Ada orang, as I said, they are not present. But be present. Be present is very, very important. But at the same time, you also have to think about the past. You have to think about the past. And how much? 30%. Because why? For you basically to be move forward, you have to do reflection. A lot of people, they don't reflect. They just do it, they just move on, Lepas tu bila they are not successful or they fail, they say, hey, how come I'm successful? How come that guy's successful? Oh, not fair. Favoritism. A lot of time, can? So you have to reflect what you do, how well you do it, how can you do it better. And if you basically look at successful people, see how they are successful, reflect. So reflection is very, very important. A lot of people, they don't reflect. Especially, I'm sorry to say, but a lot of the youngsters today, they don't think as much. Because why? They are on gadget. And they are on gadget. And when you are on gadget, the problem with on gadget is like you don't concentrate both. Even like you basically move from one apps to another, and then you look at things. It's just at the split second. And not everything's fast and quick. Because of that, all that is available on your palm. The problem with that is that you don't reflect. You don't think as much. People stop thinking, which is very, very important and very, very crucial. If you want to build human capital for the future, you have to basically make sure that our children, our kids, they feel bored. Because when they feel bored, they start to think. Their mind wander when they are bored. But if they are always on gadget 24 hours, so they are not doing as much as thinking as they should. So 20% the past, 50% present, 30% you must think of the future. Think of the future. Very, very important. Because why? You have to be clear with regards to who you are, what you are, future. Very important. Your organization pun macam tu. Have to think about how you want to contribute to your organization today and future and what you have done in the past. And everything needs to connect tau. A lot of people basically, they don't connect. They just basically, if they are present, they just present. Or they past, they just pass. And or future, your future. So a lot of people, sometimes they are trapped with the past. Oh, last time we are successful. 30 over years, we have done this and we are successful. They talk about, oh, last time my grandfather, my dad, they are very successful. They are all very, very, they do very, very well. Okay, that's the past. But yourself, how do you basically move forward? You have to think about current and future. So everything connect, the past, the present, and the future. Everything connect. Past 20%, 50% present, 30% future. That's basically for us to do better lah. Inshallah.
Hazim, if I may add on to what Dr. Kasuma said. I think Dr. Kasuma has mentioned very, very good explanation. I think in real life situation or in the working situation, I would like just to share an experience. When I was brought up from school in uni, because they say Herman ni pandai bercakap, so bila pandai bercakap, so they got me to do MCing. So MCing job. So whenever I do MCing job, I think I reflect back to what Dr. Kasuma said about how you have to be present, how you have to know about the past, and also what you think about the future. So in many of my experiences, when people say, oh, you become the master of ceremony or the MC, the master of ceremony, they thought that, wow, you pandai bercakap, you just read the script and you just stand in front of everybody. But they forget the moment when something tends to fail or something suddenly came up that you have to improvise, that you have to be always on your toes to know, okay, currently what situation I'm currently present in, how would my script or how would I talk would influence the future or the end of the event. And I have to reflect back, oh, apa aku pernah buat sebelum ni, and not to repeat the same mistake. I think that is also how I have gotten, that is how I have gotten the confidence in me to become a public speaker, to become, to go in front of people, even up to the extent that, I have even presented to the oldest Prime Minister of Malaysia on the 5G digital education that I do. I mean, of course, it was nerve-wracking. Dr. Kasuma, I think, kalau tak berdebar tu bukan orang lah namanya. I mean, but being conscious and also you are conscious about what you are doing is always good. And I really love that quote from you, Dr. Kasuma. I think I learned something new today. To be 50% present, 20% past, and 30% for the future. Yeah, so I learned something new today. So and to all the adik-adik, always try to remember that. And also, yes, I think because having this gadget, sometimes people think that you when you look at the gadget, you think you know everything, but that teach you how to you want to segregate your timing and your focus and your priority, which you should listen to, or should you just focus on what you're doing. And also don't abuse the power of the smartphone, because sometimes people use smartphone for what? For Instagram, for Facebook, for you to vent out. But people always forget, kalau you tak tahu a certain word, the meaning of a certain word, why don't you use the Google to find out a certain way of doing? Or even until up to today, there are some presentation papers or some white paper that I'm working on. I don't have enough information, and I use the Google for that. So there's always the pro and the cons of having the connectivity in your palm, but it's a matter of how you manage yourself. I hope that explains. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Herman, sir. Alhamdulillah. Praise to be Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Let's continue with second part of dialogue. I think some of you have questions in your mind about this exciting topic. So I just cherry pick, some questions from the chat box because we don't have any much time. All right. So first question from Mrs. Afifa. All right. In your opinion, how the smartphones or gadgets can help in developing communication skills? We talk about smartphones and gadgets skills, your personality, but question for Afifa is, in your opinion, how the smartphones or gadgets can help in developing communication skills of today's generation? So I would like to arrow this question to Mr. Herman, please, sir.
That's a very good question. I baru sebut how the smartphones, gadgets can help in developing communication skills of today's generation. Okay, as I said just now, sometimes you tend to look at you read things from Facebook, you read whatever the netizens are writing, but always, they're always like YouTube, or sometimes when you do not know how to pronounce certain words, I use the smartphone, I use the gadget to find out, as simple as kalau saya tanya ramai orang, people will say B-A-B-Y, baby, people say baby. But when I learn, because because I was in debates team, I learned about public speaking. You learn about, it's supposedly to be pronounced as baby, and so sometimes also when you say about, development, people always say development, so the correct way to pronounce it is the development, so development. So these are just some examples for you to don't just use the smartphones. As I said just now, there's always the Lazada, the Foodpanda, the Facebook, and the IG and the TikTok. Don't. So use to find out, and also, there's nothing wrong in speaking. There's always nothing wrong in speaking. I found out, I think reflecting back to the earlier discussion, sometimes kan adik-adik ramai yang just because you do not know how to speak, you don't speak it. Just because you do not know how to write it, you don't write it. Don't do that. Always find your confidence in just doing it. And I think Dr. Kasuma mentioned also just now, and I think Hazim also mentioned, always learn from the mistakes. Always learn from the mistake. One thing I learned from my transformational leadership workshop the other day, breakdowns fuels breakthrough. Yeah. So when you have breakdowns, it will fuel, F-U-E-L, fuel. Okay, fuel. Okay, breakdowns fuel breakthroughs. So if you make the mistakes, yes, by all means, have mistakes. That's my personal opinion, because from that mistakes, you will learn on how you can have your breakthroughs. Kalau you tak buat, sampai bila pun you tak buat. Yeah. So don't be afraid. You do not know how to pronounce, Google it. You do not know how to write, Google it. This I'm talking because I come from a technology company. Can I come from Maxis? Of course, I would love to encourage people to use the data that you have, but use it in the proper way. You know, I saw one question. I saw one of the questions here. This is very interesting. I just mentioned it just now. Somebody typed hi as HYE. Yeah. So bear in mind. Yes, it might sound fancy, but that's not the proper way to say hi. So, yes.
All right, thank you, Mr. Emerson. So we are actually running out of time. You know, it's kind of like an intense conversation, right? So I'm taking one last burning question from Kamsia Ramli. So the question is, how the non-verbal communication might affect the communication itself. So the question, non-verbal communication. So maybe Dr. Kansuma can explain it in 2 minutes time, right? And I hope the answer will satisfy Mr. Kamsia. So the question, how the non-verbal communication might affect the communication itself. Please, Dr. Kasuma.
I think the fact is that we communicate both verbal and non-verbal. Okay. Basically zoom in into the interview session. You basically, when an interviewer will basically ask question to an interviewee, the person will basically answer. The interviewer, normally there are two person interviewing one candidate. Basically, one will be asking question, the other one will be quieter, and the person will be observing the candidate. Okay, looking at the person, the personality and how the person communicate. So the thing is that the non-verbal communication, for example, is how you bring yourself to the table. What kind of personality do you bring? And it all depends on the position, and it all depends on the job. Because I can tell you that every job interview different, depending on what are the position that you are looking for. Okay? And this connects to one of that I saw for your assignment, how to basically ensure personality dengan communication fit the right job. It always depends on what job are you looking for, what jobs are you applying for, what jobs are you being interviewed for. You have to do that homework and you have to understand. And if you can culture and the requirement of the organization, the company, even better. Because a lot of candidates, basically they go for an interview without knowing the culture of the company, the job that they are going for, and hence basically they are just going there blindly. So an interviewer basically look at the personality. If the jobs require a person who are, for example, like, because currently I am sourcing, I am looking for our Eon TV staff talent. I need a person who can be a presenter, and the second person who are good with regards to technical aspect of that. For example, video editing and content development and publishing. So the presenter will be somebody who is good and who's confident on camera, and who have a good personality. So when I interview for a candidate for that position, I will basically expect the person, because he or she needs to be a presenter, needs to carry the person, his or her person very, very well. The confidence, then the calmness, the maturity, the pleasant, the humbleness, somebody who people basically would trust just by looking first time. Okay, so that's a requirement for that. So the signal that the person, the interviewee basically brings, both verbal, non-verbal, during that interview plays a very important role. But again, it depends on the position, depends on the role. If I'm looking for an accountant, I would basically look for different signal. For an accountant, the job requirement will be different. So I would basically look for different personality and characteristic. So again, when you ask that question with regards to how personality dengan communication fits the right job, and what kind of verbal, non-verbal communication that the person needs to bring, it depends on the job. What is the job? what is the job, what is the requirement of the job. So kena buat homework lah. Kan? You have to understand the job.
Yes.
You have to understand the job. What are the expectation of the job?
Yes.
What are the culture of the organization? And you basically assess yourself. You what SWOT analysis of yourself, your strength, your weakness, your opportunity, your threat. Strength, weakness too very important in the sense that you need to know what is your strength, what is your weakness. Okay? We are not looking for people who are chatty, yang extrovert all the time.
Yeah.
That is not the requirement. It depends on job again. Kalau I'm looking for on TV people, or I'm looking for a retail leader, I would basically expect somebody who's very introvert. But depending on jobs, okay, especially skillful job, we have a database engineer, IT specialist, that we require the person to be good in terms of programming, in terms of project management, in terms of activities. The person does not have to be a peacock. As long as they can deliver, is good enough. So there's no one right answer for all. It depends on the job, the personality that you need to fit into. Depends on the job that you want, and it's best and it's good if you align it. You should know your personality again. Everybody's different. And I can tell you that all that personality are beautiful. All important. We all have a place in this world. God has created that in such a way that ada yang boleh berenang, ikan boleh berenang, kan? Ikan tak boleh panjat pokok. Monyet boleh panjat pokok. So basically it depends on your role and what you want, and you fit. It's easier, better for you to fit yourself according to your personality, and if you basically get that aligned to your job, better. But if you have a different dream, you want to be different compared to your personality, so you can have a trained personality. Trained personality meaning that you have to coach yourself, learn how to be. You have to go outside your comfort zone to position yourself so that you can fit into that personality. For example, I did my dope assessment. It says that I'm a peacock. Peacock ni orang yang banyak cakap lah. And you can see that I banyak cakap, okay?
All right.
But
yes.
personality-wise, actually I'm a dove, meaning
Dove.
that dove. Dove ni basically dia kalau kat kelas dia duduk belakang. Kalau di KG 3 kat UUM dulu, I duduk kat belakang-belakang, I tak duduk kat depan. And I bukannya jenis yang basically akan cepat ke hadapan. But then somehow or other, God has basically destined to me that whatever that I do, as if like I'm being pushed to the front. Being pushed to the front from the school days. Kan? Tiba-tiba of the many people, cikgu kata, Kasuma, you kena buat kes sekolah untuk pertandingan syarahan. I was like, what? Kena pidato, dia pilih. Bukan kita nak. At that particular time, I feel that is a burden. Kan? Kita tak nak, kita tak suka. We have butterfly in our stomach.
Actually,
then
too many students like that. Right? I'm also a melancholy student. But thank you, Dr. Kasuma. There's a very good explanation. I hope the answer will satisfy the Mrs. Kaunsia. All right, Alhamdulillah. We are about to finish our first session now. Through this exchange of knowledge, I'm very sure that all of us here have benefited from an enormous, massive, a big pile amount of information on this vital area of study. We want to express our gratitude to both speakers, Mr. Herman Nizar Azmi, sir, and also Dr. Kasuma, for their time here in this WebEx online forum on strengthening the communication skills and personality development for our future workforce, to share such valuable insights. Special heartfelt thanks to both of you. It is such a great pleasure and honor today to have both of you with here to us. Special thanks to our audience and counterpart from the #1 leading aviation institution, Admar Aviation College, and the best management university in Southeast Asia region, University Utara Malaysia, Sintok professors, lecturers, and our audience. Thanks for taking part in this session. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have just completed our first program. Let's have a short break. No short break, right? The second program will be held at 4:35. All right. So we'll see you again later for the second program. Once again, just a very soft and humble reminder to all audience and participants, please look at the chat box. There's a link for you all to register. Please check it out. Until we meet again next time, inshallah. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.
Bye, Dr. Kas. And bye to everyone.
Hi, test.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, miss, very much.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, Kay. Very good.
Okay, thank you everybody for still staying up. So, effective communication skills play a crucial role in Honing's One personality. So, a very good day to all the fellow participants who are still in this session. So, myself is Kausalya, you can call me Kay, and now onwards, we'll be taking up the session. So first and foremost, thank you to all the participants who are still staying up energetically with us. It is with pleasure to have you all because we are adding in more spices, more fun, more informative elements to our event right now. So just to give you a slight highlight from the previous session that we just had, it was indeed filled with lots of information which can certainly factors for better improvement by all of us. So there were generous tips and tricks shared by our professional speakers that definitely can be implemented in our daily lives as well as in the working platform. So well done, Mr. Hazel, for bringing the flow really well. And well, the time can be ticking fast, but we still have more information and knowledge to share to all our online participants today. So quick note, participants are given options to either on or off the camera. Also, please stay relaxed and feel free to type your questions on the chat box. So let us now get into our next zone of the day, the video sneak peek and aviation sharing session. But before that, with lots of excitement, I'm pleased to welcome our next presenter to share his wonderful information about UUMKL. Without waiting any longer, we would like to share this platform. So let's welcome Dr. Ahmad Rizal bin Mazlan. He is the Dean of Research and Industry Network to perform the session with us. So over to you, Doctor.
Okay. Thank you, Kay. Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera and good afternoon to all of you. Okay. Right, I'm gonna just go straight to the presentation. Basically, it's about sharing some information about UUMKL, right? Okay, hold on, I have a file to share. Share first. Okay, can you see the slide clearly?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, now just be honest. Before today, how many of you actually know that UUM has a branch in Kuala Lumpur? Honestly, CI.
You.
Yeah, I believe not many of you, right, realize that University Utara Malaysia has a branch in Kuala Lumpur, right? Okay, so basically, we have been here for quite some time. Okay? It's just that not many people are aware, okay, due to the fact that we started off as a learning center, okay, before progressing into becoming a proper or branch campus. Okay. So as a learning center, we started in 2006. It was not until 2017 that our campus was upgraded to a full-fledged branch campus. and today it has around 1,000 students, primarily postgraduate students from various master's programs. Okay? These are among the accreditations, okay, uh, garnered by UUM. Okay? Among others, the AACSB, AMBA, Beta Gamma Sigma, IPAS, and AUNQA. Okay? Now, why study in UUMKL? Okay, these are among our strengths, okay, in terms of affordable fees, strategic location, access to public transport, a convenient class schedule, okay, accreditations, availability of fast track, depending on the program and also on the mode, highly experienced faculty members, state-of-the-art facilities, and we have 3 intakes in a year. Okay. Now, at the moment, we have more than 20 postgraduate programs, okay, related to business and management, arts and sciences, as well as law and government. Okay, so later on, if let's say when the time comes for you to consider going into masters, studying a master's program, you may want to consider us, okay, and look at what we have to offer, okay, that we can offer you. Under business and management, these are among the programs. Okay. We have a human resource, we have management, occupational safety and health management, or Islamic finance and banking, finance, risk management, and international accounting. And these are for arts and sciences, as you can see, various from IT to education, even counseling and social work as well. And for law and government, we have 3 law-related programs, as well as international business and public management. And more to come, okay? It will be 3 or 4 more new programs for this coming year. Now, starting next year, we will have, for the very first time, our undergraduate programs that are similar to the one that we have in our main campus. Okay, so we will start off with these 5 programs first: business admin, Islamic banking and finance, international business management, accounting, and information technology. Now, the fees, of course, are higher than the subsidized UPU fees, as in the IPTA fees, but it is cheaper than most private colleges. It will be less than 10,000 per year, but you will be getting the degree as if you enter UUM, enter the IPTA. Okay, that will be the catch or the strength. And the business related degrees are accredited by AACSB. Okay, right. Besides academic programs, we also have executive development programs, like e-training programs. These are among the areas. Now, we are also actively doing research, and this is more on research or consultation-based activities. Okay. We have an institute. These are among our research partners, right? Bank Negara, the ministry, banking, banks, DBKL, etc. Okay, so basically, we would like you to know us more. Okay, you can go to our website or our Facebook or Instagram. Website is very simple: uumkl.uum.edu, right? And get to know us better, okay, in that sense. So know that UUM has a branch campus. We have been here for more than 10 years, and we have more than 20 master's program to offer to the public. Thank you very much for the time given to me to present on UUMKL. Thank you. Okay, back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Rizal, for the
I think we are losing you. I can't seem to.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah, now I can.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay, so thank you, Dr. Rizal, for the perfect information session.
Sure.
Definitely, so many students out there will be taking this as an alternative. So for them to choose their education degree MQL. So thank you once again.
Yeah.
So
Right, no problem.
yeah. So the next agenda of the day, which will definitely grab the interest of our fellow participants today. So let's get into it. Can I check Captain is online?
Hello. Can you guys hear me or not?
All right, thanks, Captain. So before that, let me just give a spice up introduction. So aviation is a proof that given with the will, we have the capacity to achieve the impossible. This was said by Edward Darwin. And along with that, we have approached another talented, eligible speaker to join us today. Thus, let's continue with another exciting, knowledgeable session. So it is certainly with great pleasure to invite Captain Nur Izwan bin Nazar, Asia's A3 Commander, to deliver his thoughtful session in a while. So it's over to you, Captain.
All right. Good evening, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum. First of all, can you guys hear me or not? I'm not sure.
Yes, we can hear
Thumbs
you
up.
clearly, Izwan.
Right. Okay. First of all, thank you very much to those who invited me in, especially to Dr. Zurina, is it? Dr. Zurina, student from Admiral Aviation College and a student from UUM KLN, Sintok, is it? And also special thank to Puan Suraya who invited me. She's my ex-classmate, ex-schoolmate last time. Anyway, my full name is Nurul Izam bin Haji Nazar and I'm from Seremban Negeri Sembilan. 33 years old, married at the moment, one wife with 2 kids. And and after graduated from Seremban Science School, now they call it Sekolah Menengah Sains Tunku Menawe, I straight away joined Halim Azmin Aerospace in Langkawi under Malaysia Airlines cadetship. So I don't have any experience study in university or whatsoever. So right after SPM, straight away joined this flying school and taking a flying license from PPL, CPL, CPLIR, and last but not least will be ATPL lah. And working experience at the moment, I joined Malaysia Airlines as a cadet, and then after that I graduated back then in 2007, mid of 2007, and then I joined Malaysia Airlines as a cadet pilot and flying the 737-400 series, starting 2007 until 2010. And then after that, upgraded from 737-400 to fly the wide-body aircraft, which is Airbus 330, 300 series and 200 series. Flying with Airbus 330 for the next 4-5 years, as far as I can remember, before deciding to join AirAsia back in 2017, June 2017. That time already about 10 years working with Malaysia Airlines before I make a move. Very hard decisions to join our competitor last time, which is AirAsia, right? Joining AirAsia 2017, sit on the right as a co-pilot for 2 years before further up the training and to be a commander for 320. So now I become a captain last year. So about 1 years plus being commander already. And right after I got my commander, I complete my commander training, they send me to Kuching. And then now I'm based in Kuching for the past 1 year already. Alright, and okay, anyway, I've been told by Puan Suraya that this webinar is about communication skill and personality development from aviation perspective. Am I right?
Yes,
Am I
yes,
right?
Captain, yes. That's right.
All right. Anyway, can this conversation mix between Malay and English, right?
Yes, definitely. Sure.
No issue, right? All right. Okay. Common misunderstanding. Misunderstanding about being a pilot is pilot, they lock themselves inside the cockpit. So we didn't interact with people. So we just talk with the machines. And yeah, through experience, it is easier for us to work with the machines. You don't like the machine, you just shut it down. Whereas you don't like a human being, you have to deal with them, is it? And nowadays, the aviation is different. It's not like what you have last time. Last time, as a captain always right. There's no two way about it. I mean, if it's between white and black, if the captain says white is black, you have to admit it is black. You can't say it is white even though you are right. So that is old school types of aviation. The captain is always right. But studies shows that there's a lot of crash. If any of you have watched this air crash investigation before, banyak sangat crash yang berlaku disebabkan oleh miscommunication. Because we into this captain always right thingy. So what happened is the other guy, the co-pilot, they feel takut, they feel fear to tegur the captain because captain always right. We call it captain sit next to God. So takut nak tegur, bila berlaku macam ni, it lead to crash. It leads to benda-benda yang kita tak nak lah. Okay. So after realizing these problems that create so many impact, aviation industry, they came up with this thing called CRM, Crew Resource Management. So what does CRM mean? Inside the CRM ada macam-macam topik yang kita belajar. Culture, human behaviors. But the thing that I wanted to highlight here is actually communication. And communication is part of CRM now. And every time we go through training, as a pilot, every 6 months you have to go through training. You kena masuk balik dalam simulator, do all the drills, all the emergency drills inside the simulator. So every 6 months, dulu, we only check on emergency, how you handle the emergency, how you handle the machines during emergency. But now, aside from that, they also assess us based on communication. Dalam keadaan kecemasan, how between pilots, how this communication going on? Macam mana you as a captain, you bring up the moral of your co-pilot. As a co-pilot, macam mana you nak highlight things yang your captain terlepas pandang, how to highlight these things. And then between captain, cockpit crew and the cabin crew, because cabin crew sit at the back, they have some sort of information that we need to handle some sort of emergencies. Okay, so that is based on that, I think my today what I will cover is actually communication between cockpit crew, which is captain dengan co-pilot, and then communication between cabin crew and also a pilot, cabin crew, tech crew, cabin crew, technical crew dengan ground staff, engineers, and then with the control tower also, there's ada cara macam mana kita interact dengan control tower, and also last but not least will be between pilots and the customer lah. Okay. So before I start, any questions first, or am I going too fast, or am I going too slow? Am I boring, or what? If I'm okay, then give me a thumbs up. All right. Okay, guys. Let's further up. This one is cockpit communications. So macam saya cakap tadi, dalam cockpit, as an airline transport, airlines, if you fly Airbus, you fly Boeing, this aircraft is meant to be flied by 2 pilots, captain dengan co-pilot. Okay, those who sit on the left with the 4 bars, they call it captain. On the right is a co-pilot assistant, and this co-pilot is actually future commanders. Okay, so masalah dalam cockpit ni adalah there's a lot of culture. Captain punya background is different, co-pilot punya background is different, age is different, upbringing is different, sometimes nationality also different. So how are we going to handle this? Especially kalau macam captain muda, captain muda yang katalah captain ni umur dia baru 27, 28 tahun. He's very young. 6 years experience, he become a commander already. Whereas the co-pilot, for example, I give a scenario. This is a real scenario. The co-pilot ni umur dia lebih kurang 40 lebih, 40 plus, and he is Air Force pilots, ex-Air Force pilot who fly the Sukhoi, high-tech aircraft, high-speed aircraft, and pangkat dia major. Dulu masa Air Force dia major or general. Okay, for example lah kan. And now this major masuk airlines, and then they become a co-pilot. Then the captain dia experience less than half of the co-pilot punya experience, because this co-pilot, even though dia fly jet, tapi dia punya experience working maybe 15 years, but the captain only 10 years, only 5-6 years. So macam mana kita nak handle these things? First of all, you need to understand. That's why bila ada training apa semua, we always highlight the CRM thingy. You have to understand, even though this guy have very less experience than you, but he is your commander, you need to respect him. Whereas as a commander, you know that this guy is your co-pilot, but he got a very good experience compared to you. Highlight again, as Malaysians kan, Asians kan, dia duduk sebelah kanan ni, dia lebih berusia. So kita kena respect juga. Walaupun dia pangkat lagi rendah, tapi we have to respect him because we Asians. See? So first of all, we need to understand that, and we need to know how to give and take. Bila you faham, bila you understand, then communications dia jadi lagi mudah lah. Okay, because you respect. Kalau captain nak tegur co-pilot, ada cara dia. Sebab dia co-pilot ni kita tahu dia bekas Air Force. Dia lagi tua daripada kita. And then as orang tua pula yang lebih berusia, kalau orang yang lagi muda daripada kita tegur kita dengan cara yang kasar, we also cannot accept. Correct or not? So both of you need to have some sort of understanding. Kalau you salah, I tegur you in a proper way. Kalau I salah, feel free to tegur I also in a proper way, because you have to respect me as commander also. So that's why always before flight, kalau my co-pilot orang yang lagi berusia, lagi ada experience from me, I will highlight this to him. Okay? Even though I'm your captain, and even though I'm younger than you, feel free to tegur. Because sometimes apa yang you tegur will make a difference between safe flight and not a safe flight. Okay, and then after that I akan bagi tahu dengan dia juga, and I will do the same. Anything you do wrong, I akan tegur you, but in the proper way. And whatever you tak puas hati ke apa, let's settle it out here in the cockpit. Kita cakap, kita settle as an adult. Okay, habis kerja, that's it. Whatever happen inside the cockpit, leave it inside the cockpit. Tak perlu nak bawa kat luar, nak cerita dekat orang, nak apa, nak sebar berita-berita buruk, berita-berita tak betul kan. So that's how we start the communication. So bila you dah faham, I dah faham, now whatever happen inside the cockpit, semua orang akan faham. So I know, kalau dia salah, I boleh tegur sebab he allowed me to tegur him. But I have to understand also, cara nak tegur dengan cara yang betul lah. Kan? Culture difference. Kadang-kadang kita terbang dengan non-Malaysians from outside. Orang yang bukan Asia ni, dia different. Dia tak peduli umur you berapa, dia tak peduli you lagi tua ke apa, dia tak peduli. As long as pangkat dia lagi tinggi, so he respect you based on that. And then that also very dangerous. Sebab apa? Kita Asian ni different. Kan, kita tahu dia ni lagi muda, tapi cara dia tegur kita, dia panggil nama je, dia tak ada panggil abang ke pakcik ke apa, tak ada. Dia go straight forward. And then dia orang ni pula, dia tak ada bertapis macam kita orang Asia, kita bertapis. Kita bila tegur tu, kita mukadimah kita tu panjang sikit nak bagi dia tak nak kerja hati, sebab kita always fikir apa pendapat orang kan, perasaan orang lain. But aside from Asian, especially Australians yang I experience, Australian is, dia orang memang not to say kasar, but they straightforward. In a way, it's good also. Sebab kadang-kadang bila benda-benda teknikal ni, kita tak nak you, kalau kata I do something wrong, or something wrong with the machines, or anything that I do that can jeopardize safety of this aircraft, I need you to tell me straight. Jangan corner sebab nak jaga hati I. Because what I need now, not you jaga hati I, but what I need is for you to tell me that I'm doing something wrong, so that I can correct it there and then. So by doing that, kita boleh avoid any benda-benda yang tak diingini lah. Okay, so that is cockpit communication. Always start and always orang cakap apa, make both of you understand. So bila you dah heads up, you dah bagi tahu dia what you need, what you want. So now dia punya conversation tu jadi lagi mudah. Okay, because we understand that already. Alright. So that is how we handle the CRM inside the cockpit lah. Dia actually banyak lagi in detail lah kalau under emergency, macam mana you nak tackle situation, macam mana yang tadi ada pula jenis captain yang keras kepala, kita dah beritahu, dia tak nak dengar sebab apa, dia captain, dia always right kan. So macam mana you yang co-pilot ni, yang budak-budak muda ni, you tahu you betul. Macam mana you nak being assertive now? Dia, that thing dia more technical lah. So nanti bila dah masuk in training, maybe they will teach you lah. Sekarang kalau nak cerita, tak habis 40 minit dan 2 jam baru habis. Okay, so kita sentuh yang surface saja. Okay, and then next, okay, before I further, ada questions tak? Any questions? Tak ada?
So far tak ada, you just move to me. We may take the question the last.
After that lah. Okay, sure. Alright. So next, the importance of communication between pilot, we call it technical crew lah. Pilots dengan cabin crew, pilot dengan ground staff. Okay. One thing you need to understand, to fly the aircraft, we not only need the pilots to fly the aircraft, but we need engineers to authorize the aircraft. Dia kena clear, tengok kapal ada tak any technical problems ke technical difficulties ataupun ada any issue with the aircraft. The engineer need to settle that one first before we can accept the aircraft. And not only that, now cabin crew, because what airlines especially banyak ramai juga pilot ni dia ego. Dia ingat dia bila dia fly airlines ni, everybody must listen to him, which is he is wrong. Sebab airlines ni, kerja you adalah to transport your passengers from point A to point B. Okay, so they are your priorities. Siapa yang jaga kita punya passenger kat belakang ni? Is the cabin crew. Okay, so okay, I give you a very simple example yang selalu sangat orang buat. Common mistake lah. Captain tak nak delay kapal. Dia tak nak delay. Dia nak, kalau boleh dia nak pergi cepat. Kalau delay sekejap lagi orang bahan dia dekat Facebook. Nanti orang bagi viral. This airline selalu delay. Ini lah, macam-macam lah kan. So, Captain cakap dia tak nak delay, dia nak cepat. Bila dia kata, tapi ada beberapa isu, ada passenger yang lambat, ada isu dengan cabin, ada tempat duduk yang tak boleh decline. So, this issue bring up by the cabin crew. Cakap, Captain tak boleh. We cannot go early because there's some issue dekat airbag. Dia cakap, no, I don't care. I want the aircraft to depart on time. Now, you do something wrong already. Because what? You dah pressure you punya cabin crew dekat belakang. But the cabin crew kena listen to the captain because I'm the commander. What? Now, I pressure dia. Bila dia pressure dekat belakang, siapa yang dia akan pressure? It's the customers. Kalau bukan customer, dia akan pressure orang-orang bawah dia. Kita ada 4 cabin crew kat belakang. Seorang lead, senior cabin crew, dan 3 orang lagi orang-orang bawahan ni lah anak-anak kapal yang lain. So yang 3 ni lah kena pressure dengan crew. So you see, sebabkan captain pressure cabin crew, senior cabin crew akan pressure crew-crew yang lain. So environment dalam kapal dah jadi tak best. Kan semua orang dah kerja under pressure. So apa keburukan bila semua orang kerja under pressure? Okay. If everything went normal, tak ada masalah. Katalah tiba-tiba ada passenger dekat belakang heart attack. Captain dekat depan dia tak campur. Dia kerja dia adalah to fly the aircraft. Kalau dia tahu ada passenger heart attack kat belakang, we have to land as soon as possible. So our job is only to fly the aircraft. Siapa yang akan handle the passenger at the back? It's the cabin crew. Tapi tadi cabin crew semua dah kerja under pressure. So will they perform? Tak boleh perform. Nanti dia akan start buat mistake. Tadi yang crew yang lain yang dah kena pressure dengan the senior cabin crew working under pressure, they tend to do mistakes sebab you dah tekan dia. Belum apa-apa dah kena tekan. Siapa? Who lead that thing to happen? Punca dia daripada siapa? Punca dia daripada captain tadi. So that's why he need to understand. Myself, I need to understand. Kerja I adalah to transport passengers. So until everybody's at the back ready, then only I'll be ready. I tak boleh pressure dia orang. So my briefing, always briefing before we start out the flight. Make sure everything at the back proper. Passengers semua okay, you guys all okay. You guys ready, you let me know, then we push back. Okay. On time is on time. We try to achieve to depart on time, but if tak boleh lah. How can we force it? Okay. Kalau ada passenger yang tak faham, sebab dia kata dia ada meeting ke itu ini, dan nothing much you can do. Because that is your responsibility as a passengers. You tahu you ada benda, ada meeting, you ada important meeting nak buat kan. So ambil lah flight awal, jangan ambil flight last minute. So that's why you have to manage your time properly. As far as I'm concerned, as a captain of the flight, I kena jaga my crew. I kena make sure my crew do everything properly so that they boleh handle the passengers properly, so that we can transport the whole aircraft from point A to point B safely. Tak ada issue, tak ada pressure, tak ada apa. Okay, so that's why the communication between the pilot dengan cabin crew is very important. How you address that. Sometimes ada cabin crew yang lagi berusia daripada captain. So you tak boleh lah nak panggil dia kakak. Dia jadi macam tak yalah, sometimes orang rasa macam you panggil I kakak dalam keadaan macam ni. So, dia tak suka walaupun kita panggil dia macam tu sebab kita respect. But for them, it's not proper. So dia lagi suka you panggil dia dengan panggilan nama daripada you panggil dia kakak. For them, that is biadab. Betul tak? Something like that lah. So, banyak lah. I think macam saya cakap tadi, it's about culture, upbringing, background. Okay. So, bila dalam bekerja ni, kita kena professional. Perkataan kakak, pakcik, abang, tak boleh. So, kalau you out of not respect orang yang lagi berusia, okay, panggil dia encik, panggil dia tuan. Macam when I fly with co-pilot yang lagi berusia, I tak panggil nama sebab I tak boleh. I tak memang dibesarkan dengan cara macam tu kan. Kita tahu dia lagi berusia daripada kita. Kita tak boleh nak panggil nama. Dia rasa macam korang ajar. So, I panggil dia tuan, panggil dia encik. So, and then kadang-kadang bila dia rasa tak selesa, dia cakap, tak apalah, just call me my name lah. I okay. Then baru you macam, okay, kalau you okay, I okay. Same goes with the cabin crew. Ada cabin crew yang double the age of myself kan. So, I tak boleh nak panggil belakang, panggil kakak dia jadi tak selesa. So, kita panggil dia by names or puan ataupun cik, depends. Okay. But I mean, at the end of the day, kita nak semua orang selesa, and then this communication dia jadi smooth. I boleh cakap apa I nak, and you boleh terima apa yang I nak cakap. And then understanding. Cabin crew kat belakang, you kena understand the captain, pressure captain dekat depan. So you kena faham. And the captain also, you kena faham dia orang kat belakang kerja dia macam mana. Bila kita faham kerja orang lain, now kita tahu how to communicate well. Kita tahu macam how to put the words. Kita tahu, be more empathy lah. Okay. Dengan ground staff, engineer pun ada cara dia, ada cara kita bercakap dengan dia. Hidup ni senang macam ni lah. If you respect people, people respect you back. Trust me. Okay, walaupun orang tu start dengan cara yang tak betul, mungkin dengan cara yang agak kasar dengan you, tapi bila you balas dengan cara yang lagi berhemah, he will automatically tone down. Betul tak? Kan? Everybody experience this before kan? I experienced it before. So, sebab bila I join this airline yang I kerja sekarang ni, I join as a senior first officer yang ada more experience than my captain. Okay. So, sebabkan he feel dia rasa macam insecure kot sebab co-pilot dia lagi experience, lagi better daripada dia, and then there's a few things yang I pinpoint dia buat silap. But in a proper way. But some people dia tak boleh terima. Orang baru, orang yang pangkat lagi rendah pada dia untuk tegur dia. Some people cannot accept this. So bila I buat macam tu, dia he responded dengan cara yang agak kasar lah. So what we do is, okay lah, kita jangan balas balik dengan cara yang kasar, because at the end of the day, what I want is the environment inside the cockpit tu, dia lagi tenang, dia tak ada gaduh-gaduh. Because I nak kerja dengan dia 8 jam ni, 4 jam pergi, 4 jam balik. Nanti kalau belum kerja dah start gaduh, so for the next 8 hours so suffer lah kita dekat dalam. Especially kalau ada issues, ada emergency, so macam mana kita nak handle kan? Macam mana I nak communicate dengan dia. So bila dia cakap macam tu, kita tone down sikit. Okay, I'm so sorry. So kita cakap lah, daripada tadi kita panggil captain, mungkin boleh tone down sikit, panggil lah dia encik ke apa-apa kan, bagi dia terasa sikit lah. Sometimes bila kita respond dengan cara yang lagi lembut daripada dia, so he take the message and then dia akan tone down sikit, and it's really happen. So bila dah jadi macam tu, and then what I do is I just buat my job properly. Kalau tadi ada macam hanky-panky sikit, now 100% follow buku. So you need to know your stuff lah. Kalau pilot, you know SOP kan, Standard Operating Procedures. Now semua orang kenal lah SOP. COVID-19 punya SOP, but in flight kita ada banyak sangat SOP. So kadang SOP ni ada kita panggil standard, non-standard. Kita tak follow standard. Kita deviate sikit daripada standard to adjust with environment conditions. So bila jadi macam tu, apa yang I nak buat dah, nak tunjuk kepada dia that I'm on my ball. I boleh buat kerja. I know my stuff. So you tak boleh marah I sekali I buat silap. So bila dia tahu, okay, this guy, he do a very proper job. So tadi yang kita marah-marah dia tadi, kita tone down sikit lah. Oh, dia akan sedar sendiri. Dia nak start bergaduh, kenapa you nak tegur I macam ni? I cakap dengan you cara baik, kenapa you nak? So see, dia akan rasa offended. As a co-pilot, orang bawah, kita dah tahu yang this guy macam ni. Tapi kita tak boleh offend dia juga. Dia akan berpanjangan lah. Walaupun dia silap, now but we offended him lah. Kita confront dia. Directly kita confront dengan dia. So dia pun akan rasa tak selesa. Okay, so how you put your words, how you adjust your tone. Tone pun dia main peranan juga kan. Kalau tengah marah tu, walaupun tengah marah, try to control your tone. So he get the message. So he get the message in a proper way again lah. Alright, and then we move to control tower. Okay, this one is interesting because based on studies, control tower ni orang yang dekat control tower lah, yang give a clearance for take off, landing. Okay. Those who work in control tower, uh, um, based on study, ini adalah kerja yang paling stres di dunia. Not pilot lah, kita orang tak stres sangat, dia orang lagi stres. Because you just imagine one guy, satu orang kena handle the traffic. Katalah ada 30-40 traffic. Kalau you masuk dekat KLIA, tempat-tempat busy macam China, lagi dalam satu radio satu masa tu ada 50-60 biji kapal. And this aircraft is moving. You can this controller tak boleh cakap dengan kapal, I cannot handle you. Can you please stop for a while? They cannot stop. So the aircraft is moving, the speed is moving, and traffic congestion is massive. Teruk sangat. So how to handle this thing? Macam mana dia nak bagi clearance? Sometimes tiba-tiba ada weather pula. So this pilot tak boleh fly this heading because kalau fly this heading dia kena masuk weather. So he request a different heading. Tapi bila he fly different heading, dia ada traffic is coming in towards that heading. So now ada traffic convergence. So now dia kena bagi pula minta different level. So this job is one of the most stressful job in the world. Traffic controller ni So now kita tahu pilot, kita tahu kerja ni stressful. Kita tahu bila ada weather dia start asal kita boleh dengar daripada dia punya suara dah start dengar dia punya bunyi nafas itu dah start macam kita tahu lah dia tengah in panic mode lah. Panic mode dalam tekanan, kadang-kadang dia orang ni tengah training juga. So orang yang tengah training kena tekan lagi dekat sana dengan dia punya instructor, and then to talk with us kita pula minta macam-macam. So how to ease this? Walaupun benda tu tak ada tulis dalam buku, I believe those yang ambil PPL ada belajar pasal radio telefoni RT kan, RT phrasiologist. So dalam RT phrasiologist ni, as far as I'm concerned, dia tak ada bagi tahu yang you kena greet, good morning, bagi salam ke, dia tak ada. Dia straightforward. Call sign so and so request. Tapi as human being, kita tahu kerja tu stressful. So kita establish contact dulu. Okay, for example, first flight of the day before you nak minta clearance, say good morning, how are you sir? Okay, I'm Red Cap so and so requesting clearance to so and so places. So then after termination of the communication, say thank you. Okay, you just imagine kalau you pergi kerja tengah penat, you bagi clearance, orang tak cakap terima kasih pun dekat kita. Walaupun dia akan tak banyak sedikit dia akan ada rasa macam sedikit kecewa dekat situ. Well, tapi kalau you just imagine you tengah penat kerja, you handle everything very well. You cakap dia, thank you very much sir, you handle it very well. So, dia yang tengah handle, tengah ada pressure ni, he knows that people appreciating him. So, dia akan lagi bersemangat untuk buat kerja. Penat tadi tu dihilang. So, there is a difference. See, sometimes bila kita masuk KL, especially towards the end of the year, macam ni, musim-musim tengkujuh ni, KL ni dia facilities dia tak macam different airport. Kita punya facilities a bit downgrade lah. But I heard now they are moving towards a better facilities lah. And then weather dekat Kuala Lumpur ni dia different. So kadang-kadang bila masuk weather dengan thunderstorm itu dengan traffic yang banyak, so pressure dekat controller tu sangat tinggi. And then we know and we can understand that. But at the same time, as a pilot also, you have your own reason, you are the right to request something or to demand for something because you need to jaga safety of the aircraft, safety of the operations. You punya arrival time. Takkanlah sebabkan you kesian dengan controller yang banyak kerja, you simply masuk dalam weather and then you jeopardize safety, passenger safety and your cabin crew safety dekat belakang. So tak boleh juga. So you have a demand. So what I do is, you tell them what you want. And they will tell you whether it's possible or not possible. Kalau dia kata not possible this one, give me another option as long as I get what I want and you also get what you want. Sebab dia ada banyak traffic dia nak handle. So, but that's not the point. Point is, bila semua dah settle, safely landed, say thanks. Thank you very much for assisting me. Walaupun benda tu tak ada dalam phraseology, tak disuruh pun buat, tapi human being, especially Asians, again, we understand them, they understand us. So bila dia banyak kali dengar, oh pilot this airline selalu say thanks, bila ni we appreciate them, thank you very much. So after this they will do a better job lah. So depan ni kalau dengar call sign this, ni captain ni selalu cakap terima kasih, dia kita bagi dia clearance laju sikit so dia boleh sampai awal sikit. So it's possible. Sometimes kita tak kenal tau siapa controller tu, but by only listening to the voice, cara dia cakap kita tahu this is the guy yesterday lah. And then dia pun tahu, this captain dah semalam. And then what they do is, they write can't remember, appreciation letter or something, they send it to the company. Cakap, this pilot operating this flight this time, dia kata they appreciate us lah. So company pun suka lah. So again, communication kan. Alright, last one is the communication between pilots and customer. This is also very interesting. Okay, dulu kan kita cerita pasal dulu lah. Especially national airlines yang tak perlukan promosi. I have both experience working with national airlines and also airline yang swasta ni lah. Okay, yang covered more on marketing side. So pilot ni dulu kerja you terbang kapal je. But now pilot also an ambassadors for the company, for the airlines. So you pakai uniform, you ada apa yang panggil, you punya presentations. Bila you lalu depan customer, depan customer we call it passengers lah. Bila you lalu depan passengers on the way nak masuk dalam kapal, you lalu depan passengers ramai-ramai kan. Dengan baju tak tie in, kasut tak berkilat kan, rambut tak bersikat, dengan pakai cincin 3-4. So what is the perspective daripada kita punya passengers tadi ni towards the pilot? Oh, macam ni ke aku punya pilot? Tak nampak, orang kata apa, tak nampak meyakinkan, betul tak? Whereas kalau this pilot lalu depan tu, cara berjalan dia confidence, uniform dia very tidy, dia punya apa ujung ni gosok tajam kan, so nampak dia kemas, so confidence level akan jadi naik. Walaupun sebenarnya dia tu tak pandai mana pun, tapi sebab gaya dia tu ada, people give you confidence. And then on top of that, okay, see you tengok dua orang pilot from two different airlines. Okay, satu proper attire, satu lagi cincai-cincai sikit. So which one yang you prefer? Yang proper attire tadi tu kan, because you need confidence kan. Kita nak confident kan. And then at the same time, people will buy more ticket towards this airline lah yang ada proper uniform. People in uniform is different tau. Uniform ni is our pride. So kena pakai uniform tu proper lah. Okay, that's why you pernah tengok tak polis pakai uniform tak tie in? Tak ada kan. Semua tie in, semua proper, semua bergosok because they proud of the uniform. Same goes with the pilot also. You need to be proud of your uniform. You tak boleh simply pakai uniform you pergi jual makanan. You have to respect the uniform. Ada tempat dia kat mana you nak pakai this uniform. Tak boleh simply pakai uniform pergi makan saja nak jual popularity, ataupun maybe recently ada yang buka kedai makan pakai uniform. I don't know, maybe it's marketing side. But for me, dia tak ada respect dengan uniform dia. Personally, okay? But put at the side. Anyway, again I said pilot is an airline ambassador. So, selain daripada you punya presentations, what important is communication between you and your passengers. Okay, kalau ada passenger, tengok ada, nanti bila dia dah terbang, you nampak ada passengers dengan anak-anak kecil. So, dia lambai-lambai dekat you. Lambailah balik. Tu kau siap say hi. Macam dulu kita tak ada social distancing kan. So, kita bolehlah say hi. How are you? Greet the adik, you know. Diorang akan rasa, for them, pilot ni macam somebody yang dia really look up lah. Dia tengok, kalau pilot bercakap, dia suka dia. Dia tak tidur malam rasanya. Especially budak-budak yang memang interest in flying. You see? Sama lah macam kita, siapa yang tengah training nak jadi pilot, cita-cita daripada kecil kan. So bila dapat bercakap dengan pilot tu, dia punya feel different. Sebab saya bercakap berdasarkan pengalaman. Dulu cita-cita, lepas tu bila ada pilot datang sekolah bagi career talk, dapat bercakap dengan dia, we feel different. And then dia bagi kita semangat, kita rasa semangat lah untuk jadi macam mana this guy. Macam mana kita nak jadi macam dia satu hari nanti kan. So that's part of your marketing lah. So kenalah pandai bercakap dengan passengers, say hi, senyum bila jalan depan, senyum bila tengok ada makcik tu, makcik Assalamualaikum, sihat tak sihat. You know, all these interactions between us. Janganlah sombong, jalan, buat tak tahu je. Because this is the customers that paid the ticket who eventually will pay your salary. So respect them. Respect them as bukan, memang airline bayar you punya gaji, betul. Tapi airline dapat income daripada these passengers. Without these passengers, nobody will buy the ticket. And without the ticket, nobody will pay your salary. So respect them. Alright? And then, most important communication between pilots dengan customers ni during emergency. Okay. Ini pun interesting. Because what? Let's say lah, under emergency you're flying two engine, one of the engine dah terbakar. Passenger boleh nampak engine dah terbakar sebelah kanan. Macam mana pilot ni nak came up on the PA, nak bagi tahu that everything is under control? Will these people trust him? Will you trust the captain bila captain cakap everything is under control when you see the engine is on fire on the right? Will you trust him? Kalau you tanya it's hard for me to trust him because I nampak engine dah terbakar and then you cakap everything is under control. Apa you cakap ni? Kan, it's very hard to trust him when he said everything is under control. But I see fire dekat belakang kat luar ni and aircraft is still flying. Am I going to be safe? Okay? So that is this communication skill came into action lah. You can talk with confidence. Tell them, I know the engine is on fire, blah, blah, but we already trained for these situations. Selain daripada susunan ayat yang betul, cara you bercakap kena confident. Kalau captain pun cakap tergagap-gagap, tergigil, so korang nobody will trust you anymore. Captain dekat depan pun takut macam mana kita orang kat belakang ni. Kan? So, even though you takut sekalipun, mustahil lah cakap tak takut. Bukan hari-hari kita fly kapal yang enjin terbakar kan. Not every day. Dalam sim pun kita tahu you're in the sim. Kalau crash pun you in the sim. But now it's actual scenarios. You pun takut. But you have to, you have to cheat yourself or you have to do your best lah. You have to do your best. Try jaga. Jangan kelang kabut. Susunan ayat kena betul. Kena bagi benda yang macam jangan cerita panjang sangat, jangan explain panjang-panjang. Give them a fact. Fakta yang orang nak dengar. Are we safe? Yes. Where are we going? Patah balik KL. Sampai KL apa jadi? Ground assistant, control tower, or everybody has been informed. So everybody is ready for us dekat KL. And then tell them, you're going to land in 10 minutes time. Janganlah cakap insyaAllah kita akan landing, kalau tak ada apa-apa berlaku, insyaAllah kita akan landing dengan selamat, tolong sama-sama berdoa. Don't say that. You know, betul lah sebagai orang Islam, kenalah insyaAllah kan. Tapi, in this scenario, you tak boleh buat macam tu. Because, bukan semua orang dalam kapal tu adalah orang Islam. So, we have, then again, we have to understand. Not everybody is Muslim. Then, so you kena benda yang more general. Last time ada one case, where the captain told the passengers untuk berdoa. So, dia jadi big issue. Especially orang yang non-Muslim. Because they don't understand. For them, that is something yang you tell me that I'm going down. You tell me that this crash is going to happen. In a way. Because they don't understand. So, kita tak salahkan dia. But you yourself, you have to understand people lah. You kena faham sensitivity agama lain. Kefahaman orang lain. So, you kena be more general. Okay, just tell them we're going to land in 10 minutes time. Everybody has been ready for us. Cabin crew is preparing cabin for arrival. So should you have any question, you need any help, just raise your hand, call the cabin crew, we'll try to help you out. So now, fact, simple. Cakap benda-benda yang mudah, and then most important is confidence. Kena confident, walaupun salah, confident kena betul. Confident level kena tinggi. So by doing that, people will trust you more. Okay, and then in my airlines that I'm working now, we've been told that every time we do a PA, personal address to passengers, always cakap, okay, kindly log in our website to buy more tickets. There's more promotion. There's a new routes. So in a way, selain daripada you terbang kapal semata-mata, now you boleh promo your airlines, ask the passengers to buy more ticket, handle the aircraft very well, so people have more trust. Kita pernah dengar tak orang cakap, oh, this airline kalau dia landing dia keras sikit. This airline kalau dia landing dia lagi smooth. So better naik dia. Pernah dengar tak? Siapa pernah dengar? Give me a thumbs up. Tak pernah dengar? Ada kan? So, benda tu sebenarnya dia bukan airlines tau. It's actually the pilots. Pilot pula, not every time kita manage to do a very good landing because now it depends on weather condition, angin datang daripada mana, keadaan runway. And then, trust me, benda ni pun miscommunication juga sebenarnya. In airlines, Airbus or Boeing, recommended landing technique by Airbus or Boeing is actually not a smooth landing. Smooth landing tu sebenarnya dangerous. It will lead to disaster sebenarnya. So the best landing is actually landing yang you boleh rasa. Kan? Tapi people call it hard landing. Hard landing is different. Hard landing ni kalau dia landing dorong oksigen turun, that is hard landing. Tapi kalau if you feel the landing, that is not hard landing. Tapi orang maki kata, apa ni landing teruk? Dia nak kalau boleh landing tu dia tak nak rasa. But you know the fact that bila you landing you tak rasa apa-apa, that is dangerous. Because runway length ni dia tak memanjang sendiri tau. Dia ada, especially short runway. Dulu Kota Baru very short runway. So we can't afford to do a smooth landing, greaser landing. Tak boleh. But if we wanted to do a greaser landing, you akan makan runway lagi panjang. So daripada you boleh stop, you ambil lagi panjang. Kalau kita keluar runway macam mana? Hujan, runway basah. So all this is different. Tu dah lari topik lah, sorry. Anyway, so this again I recap dengan customer tadi kan. Portray yourself so they confident. Macam mana tu portray? How we talk, how we dress and how we walk. Especially how we talk lah. Sebab bila duduk dalam kopi orang tak nampak you. Dia dengar suara saja. Kadang-kadang ada yang jenis buat PA cakap pun mumbling. We don't understand what he said. Pernah janji dengar suara tu macam suara captain dah ni tapi nobody understand what he said. So now you punya dia punya information tu tak sampai lah. So bukan suara macho yang kita nak dengar, bukan suara slang English yang kita nak dengar. We want to hear the information. So give them information, cara cakap kena proper, word by words. Okay, tak payah nak slang menipu, slang Mat Salleh tu tak payah sangat lah. Orang Melayu juga, kalau lidah makan belacan, dia makan belacan juga. Cakap je orang putih macam biasa, tak payah nak slang sangat kan. So people will appreciate you more. Alright?
Thanks, Izwan.
Yep.
Sorry that we have a short time for you to share your experience. I guess a student also need a lot of time. Actually, they having fun to hear your experience, but like I said, due to short time, I guess sorry to the Atma student that we cannot take a question. Perhaps in the next time we can have this kind of session for you again. So now pass to K. K.
Alright, so thank you, Suraya, for the catch up. So again, thank you, Captain. So I'm sure this session will also be an amazing inspiration to all of us to portray and develop ourselves, probably to fly even higher. So thank you, Captain Neil.
You're welcome.
Okay, so to all the participants, before we move to the next agenda, attention to all Atma students. Please answer the brain teaser questions shared in the chat box now. Miss Elsa will be sharing the results with you once we are back using the new link shared in the chat box. So we'll see you again at 5:35 p.m. Thank you.
Hi everyone that is still in this group. Hi everyone, right here in this group, we'll be starting our next session with another WebEx link that is shared by Jaina. You can enter by using that link shared. Thank you very much. See you on the next link.
Assalamualaikum, Doctor. So, Doctor, this session.
Yes, yes, you may leave the session. You can go to the other session.
Okay. Okay.
Did 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 you get the new link? The link for the next session?
Because I saw the link, that's why.
Hmm.
Okay.
Mà nói
Hey everyone, please leave the session and join another new link, please. Thank you. Please leave the session and join another new link, please, at chat. Thank you. Hi everyone. Sirajuddin, Dora, Hafiza. Mr. Vincent, please leave the session and please join another new link. Thank you. Nurun, Nazrin, Anis, Siti Farha, please leave the session and join another new link at this chat box. Okay, start. Okay, please leave the session. Yes. Abu Zarin, please leave the session. Okay, good. Mr. Ruhuda, Mr. Tan, please leave the session. Thank you. Hi dear Siti Farha, please leave the session. Okay, thank you. Mr. Jamil Akmal, please leave the session. Thank you. Please join the new link. Okay guys, please join this new link at the chat box. Thank you. Hi Nazira, leave the session please. Join this new link. Abu Zarin, Aizat Hakimi, Jamil. Please join the new link. Thank you. Sirajuddin. Hi Mr. Aryanigam. Please leave the session. Mr. Tan, Sirajuddin. Okay. Mr. Vincent, join another new link at group. Mr. Abu Zarin, Miss Nazira, Tan Siwin, Sarijuddin, Aizat Hakimi, please left the session, join the new link. Okay?